All right.
All right. I'm making you a little uncomfortable right now. What's your favorite Spider-Man? And be careful with the way you answer, because you're about to leave right now if you don't. What's your favorite Spider-Man movie, bro? Be careful the way you answer, bro.
Tobey Maguire.
Get out of here, bro. Leave the podcast.
Okay, let's go.
What is up, guys? We are back. We are here. This is episode 5 of That's So Real. We come on here. I have guests every episode, different type of guests with different types of stories. They just talk about themselves and they just talk about how their life perspectives is and like after high school and stuff like that. Like not the average college experience and work stuff. You know, like what are the struggles? What are the good things? What are the bad things? You know, like the whole shebang. So right now I got my boy Jordan. Jordan out here, bro. He's done a lot. He's a friend of mine. I met him earlier this year, as well as some of my previous guests. He does a lot of piano. He does piano. He is also Gethsemane owner. Gethsemane. I always gotta get the name right.
Gethsemane.
Gethsemane, and that's really bad because it's also in the Bible as well. I gotta actually put that on it. But he's also owner of a Christian clothing brand. I gave him a shout out a few episodes ago. You know, he's the guy who I had the sweatshirt on when I was with Jackie previously. So, yep, he's a little owner there, and then he does a little bit of remote working, and he's an older brother as well. And yeah, I'm happy to have Jordan here. Jordan, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Good, man. Happy to be here.
How's your week been? Oh, shoot.
My week, a little boring. I don't
Boring?
know.
Why?
I'm off from work, so just a little bit of context, right?
Good,
I do
good.
part-time at an elementary school. So,
Elementary school. Oh
yeah.
yeah, I forgot. You do. What do you do? You do the lunching, right?
Yeah, I'm like a lunch monitor.
How's
so
that,
like,
bro? Wait, what? Bro, I know the kid's going crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you got some good ones, you got some bad ones, you know what I mean? So, like, me personally, I deal with, what is it? It's fourth grade, then I do third grade, then I do kindergarten.
Okay,
And,
so
like-
I'm gonna ask you this because I had 2 previous girls, Natalie and Jaylene. They dealt with children as well, and I always ask them like, "What do you think of the children?" They're like, "Oh my god, I love the children. They're so cute." Now I'm asking from a male's perspective, bro. Like,
You know what? Like, there's
What do
some
you think of
kids
the
that
children?
I'm, like, genuinely cool with. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, that's my man. And then there's always that, like, one kid that, like,
give him a little side eye, bro.
yeah, it's like, if you don't cut that out right now.
Yeah, give him a little side eye, bro. Yeah, that's real, bro.
Yeah.
I need just like, I told both of them. I'm gonna tell you right now, like, I have so much respect for you guys, people who work with children, because like, bro, those takes up so much time, bro.
For sure.
That takes up so much time, patience, bro. Like,
Patience, for sure.
I could never.
Hey, man.
But tell me more about your other job though. Your remote job. What do you do?
Yeah, so I work for, it's like a digital agency called Percepture.
Percepture?
They
Okay.
used to be based in the city, but like I guess they don't really use that location no more because they kind of transitioned, like everything is remote now.
Yeah.
So basically what they do is they do a lot of AI stuff. They do a lot of AI research. I know AI is kind of like, oh, it's like iffy, you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't mess with no AI. But like it's a lot of cool stuff going on with it. And it's like with me personally as an artist myself, I use it more as like a tool, you know what I mean?
As a tool guide.
Because like I will never let it be the thing that I use like to replace me. Like I won't use it as like the whole thing. Like I'm not gonna like type of prompt like do a drawing for me and it's like, okay, that's my artwork. No, like I always kind of use it with the knowledge I already have, and I feel like that's where a lot of people get it wrong, and like a lot of companies are gonna start to go down because they're not ahead of that curve. So
Yeah.
like with Percepture, we're doing a lot of that. So like just as an example, something I'm kind of been researching with is like AI website builders.
Okay.
Because you know, that's kind of what I wanted to get into, the whole like website
Just making
design.
websites for companies.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
great niche. You have a great niche there, because there's a lot of companies that like owners, they're older and stuff like that, and like they don't know what to do with like the website because they don't know how to use it because they're all old and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
they
So-
use like the whole templates, and it's like, oh, I just made this in, like 5 minutes. but, like,
Exactly, bro.
it's not
so
the
then
same.
they would
Yeah.
have to reach out to you, and then you can build up your own brand
Exactly.
and create your own, type of company there. That's a great thing to
Yeah.
start. What made you after? So you started this after college because you graduated, right?
Yeah.
So after college, you just thought about doing that. Is that something you always wanted to do, or you had something else in mind, or was this
So-
always a plan?
It's a funny story, right? So when I went to college in UConn, right?
UConn,
Yes, sir.
Huskies,
We didn't win the championship. It's all good.
bro. They had a good run though.
They did have a good run. So, yeah, when I first applied to UConn, I wanted to do something completely different. So I originally went in for biomedical engineering.
Whew.
And like, I don't know what made me want to do that. I hated chemistry. I hated physics. I hated math. I hated everything. But I had that mentality like, oh, once I get to college, don't even worry about it. I'll study. I'll do that. And then COVID hit.
Oh.
Everything was remote. Everything sucked. I didn't meet anyone. All my professors sucked. I was like, I can't do this. Like, I just can't keep doing it. And like, I've always been like gifted by God musically, artistically. So I'm like, why don't I try something with that, right?
Mm.
But, growing up, you always hear like, artists don't make no money, musicians don't make no money.
Mm.
But, I kind of did some research, and there's a major called digital media and design. And they have different concentrations. They have like business strategies, which is what I ended up doing. There's like website design, there's animation, and like just a bunch of other things. So like I did business strategies with the intention of like more of that, like doing ads for people, graphic design, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And it taught me a lot. There was this one class actually, because this was around about the period where ChatGPT started coming out and like it started becoming more mainstream. Basically, it was around the time that ChatGPT came out and like people started using it more often. So I had a professor. Most professors, when they saw it, they were like, if you use this, I will fail you, right? But my professor, he was like, I encourage you to use it. If there's an assignment, go ahead and use it because I want to learn how it works. I want to learn how close it is to like a student writing.
Bro.
And like we genuinely like researched it there. And then it was that mentality that's like, okay, like I'm not necessarily like, okay, yes, it is cheating, right? Because you're telling it to do the work for you.
But when you really think about it, it's not, because we live in a society where colleges are teaching us how to work and how to like adapt into the ways that they grew up in.
Oh,
so
100%.
right now we're in the 21st century and we're being introduced to this AI that's doing all the things that we don't really have to be learning, and they're just trying to teach us like the basics of you gotta study, do this, do that. But like if I have a resource that's given to me, you should learn how to get me farther using that resource instead of preventing me from using the resource.
Exactly.
So like I think that's where the school system has to change. I'm not saying the school system's stupid, but like me personally, I hate school, but I still gotta stay there. I can't stand school. I think a lot of people could agree with me on that, but it does give you, school is very effective, and I think the way that professors and the way that school systems should be able to teach students, especially our future generation, they gotta like teach a specific way to get farther ahead instead of preventing the resources that we already have, so we stay in the same spot. It's just an endless circle. So
the other thing too is that like not everyone learns the same way.
That's
like, me personally, I'm a hands-on learner. So like if you put me in a lecture hall with like 100 people and it's just like one professor talking, teaching, I'm not paying attention.
100%.
Like I'm not learning a thing from your class.
I can't stand those lectures where the professor just yaps for 2 hours, bro. Like
just reading off the slides.
It's legit just like, bro, because I personally can't sit down and just lock in for 2 hours. I can't. Like I'm more on to like, all right, let's do practice problems and then go over the practice problems and see what's wrong with it. So, that's just me, bro. All right. Let's go back to you, bro. We talked about your remote digital marketing, basically your website design, AI, and stuff like that. And we're talking about how AI just, we need to learn more how to use the resources of AI than just like prevent it, just because like you call it cheating, and like, it's just like you're telling me we're not going to use AI for our jobs in the future. Like you're telling me that engineers are gonna actually calculate the integral for like that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like I know what you feel like because like I'm an engineer as well. Like I'm doing mechanical, and bro, it is tough, bro. Like it's so hard. My first year, I failed like half of my classes, bro. Like it was really hard. I had to go back and I had to like relearn everything and like just take a little bit of step back because I wasn't used to like the fast pace, the fast pace and the hardness of the classes. I was always a struggling student, even in high school. Mm-hmm. So just imagine me going into like college engineering, where it's like even the smart 4.0 students are struggling. So like, I'm getting cooked there. So
most of my friends in college were engineers, and like not a single one of them was happy.
No,
like
bro,
they were always studying, always
stressful,
doing something,
bro.
always like depressed. It was like
it's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad. But would you say? I think outside of, all right, so now that you talk about the remote, outside of that whole thing, what would you tell yourself? I ask this to every one of my guests. What would you tell yourself after you graduate high school? Like, if you're talking to the Jordan that just graduated high school and is going into college, that Jordan, the Jordan that's got that plans about, the Jordan that's right now in their mind thinking they're going to do biomed engineering, what would you tell them?
Honestly, bro, just trust God. Because, like, I know right
Mm,
now, I was nowhere near as close to God in high school as I was now.
yeah.
So, like, I know that, like, in my head, I was like, yeah, I got it all figured out. I'm chilling. I got into college. I'm, like, going for this major.
Set for life.
Yeah, like, even though I don't like none of this stuff, like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, right? But, like, you know, life throws curveballs at you. And, like, you just have to be ready for them. But, like, the most important thing really is like that trusting God aspect because like he can put things in your life that you would like never expect. So
100%.
like I never thought I'd be switching majors in my second year of college. I never thought that like everything would be online, all that stuff, and like just like the people you meet, the opportunities you're presented with, and just take a chance sometimes.
Mm,
I feel like even something I'm trying to learn right now is like there's going to be risks involved. There's things that you may not want to do until you feel like you're ready. But like if God is calling you to do it, just like take that first step because God will not I mean, he won't present something to you if it wasn't meant to be. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like he
mm.
wouldn't give you something, he wouldn't give you that idea just for it to be like, oh no, it's not meant for you. Like you got to be like 100% ready in order to start. Like no, like
Yeah.
this is your start. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
definitely trust God and just be ready for anything, and like just be ready to be flexible with your life.
Especially sometimes he also, we talk about that part, but he also puts things in our path that we think is our future, but we use that to learn a lesson to go a different path. I
Exactly.
don't know if you understood that part. So, like, for example, you're biomed engineering, right?
Hmm.
So, like, you would think originally that you're gonna go there, but I think God puts that in your path for you to learn that. Oh, maybe I'm more of a musician. Maybe I'm more of a I just more communicator, more better with digital agency stuff like that. And then you use the things that you've learned that from whatever something small, something big, whatever, just something that you learned from taking the engineering path and then you applied it now to
Hmm.
a thing that you're actually passionate about, and then boom, you're even more happy and you're more
Exactly.
successful than you ever would have been if you did the biomed engineering,
For sure.
So,
What's crazy about it too is that honestly, I feel like that's something I'm going through even right now. Where
mm,
like, I talked a little bit about my remote job, and like I like it, but it's just way too little work because it's like it's a contracting job. So it's whenever they have something. So like whenever there's no client, I'm basically stuck doing nothing. So and then I tried looking for other jobs, but the job market's cooked right now. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
like, there's like
100%.
a million jobs that are not hiring, or like they're hiring people through connections. So
I
like,
have a question. They don't pay you salary. Like, they pay you what you
they pay
work.
me like hourly. So like, whatever I log as hours for a project. So like, let's say for the month I do like 20 hours. I charge them for those 20 hours that I worked.
Mm,
So it's not like a set salary or whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like honestly, this could be God telling me that like even though I like design work, it may not be where I'm meant to go. So I'm honestly considering like changing my career completely again. So like for a while I've been thinking about like you know what radiologic technology is?
Radio. I'm gonna guess.
Radiologic
I'm gonna
technology.
guess because radio has to
No.
do with sound.
Uh-uh.
So I'm gonna guess it's like some auto thing,
It's some what?
like something with auto, like sound.
No.
Nope,
And do you mean audio?
audio. Did I say auto?
You said auto. You said it like 3 times too. you
I'm cutting it off.
yeah, you're working with auto, right?
Shut up.
I'm like auto.
Who's the auto?
You mean like cars? Trying so hard to do that. Yup.
Oh my god. Audio.
Audio.
It's not audio.
No, it's not audio.
So it's not even audio. Bro.
It's not even.
All right.
You're wrong on 2 levels.
What is it?
All right, so bare bones basics. It's basically like the people that work the X-rays. So like you go in for like you want to get like let's just say you're getting your lungs checked or whatever. So the radiologic technician would be the person like setting you up for the X-ray, working the machine, and then like this is where people get confused. So like there's a difference between the rad tech and the radiologist. So the radiologist is more of like they show you the results. They actually know what's on the screen. They know what they're talking about. The rad tech is just like the one who operates it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I think I might want to consider that. It's only like 2 years of school. It's a
Yeah.
very like secure job market because like there's always going to need people in the medical field, and like the school that I'm thinking of applying to, they don't guarantee work, but like they hire people before they graduate. You know what I mean? So
100%,
I'm
100%.
thinking about doing that. It's a bit of a wait though, so I'd have to take a test in like November and then apply in December, and then I wouldn't be able to start until like next year.
Got you.
So it's something to consider.
It's
it gives
like
me time to think. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like a, it's not like a sacrifice, but it is a commitment. You know,
Yeah,
like if you ever decided.
Because
So
like 2 years of school, I know we were talking about like
Yeah.
hating school,
yeah, but like
but
that,
it is a lot of like hands-on work,
yeah,
and that's where I feel like I might be called to do it.
100%.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's dude, that's great, bro. It's great that you're considering like keep your options open, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's
Because it's
a
gotten
grind.
to a point, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, bro, and
it's
it's
like 2
always
years
it's
since I
always
graduated.
it's always good. And it's always good. It doesn't really matter that it's two. It could be 3 years, 4 years. You know, as long as you gotta take your time to figure out what you like, bro, and just like, cause like we don't have to rush into finding a permanent job now, bro.
Exactly.
Like this
It's
is
an
the point.
expectation that I feel like modern day society's put on us. That like,
100%.
you know, if you're in college, you need to know what you're doing. Once you graduate, you should find a job within a few months. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. It's
And
like,
work up from
it's a
there.
lot of pressure. Like, when I started hearing stuff like that, I was like, bro, I don't know if I could do this. You know what I mean?
You and me
It's
both.
crazy.
You and me both, brother. You and
Yeah.
me both. But besides that, dude, you do all this. By the way, you do all this, and you own your own personal brand, bro.
Yes, sir.
I want to expand more on that, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Tell me about. I did buy a sweatshirt. Tell me about Gethsemane.
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 Alright,
Gethsemane.
yeah. So I could kind of walk you through like how we came to be. So
Wait, before you say anything, I have me dead. Remember when remember we posted and I was like, get 70, and then I remember you commented, you're like, get 70, I'm dead. That wasn't me. I didn't type that. That was the.
I know that was like the
caption.
the AI
Yeah,
subtitles.
Yeah. You're
See
like,
what I mean? It's a tool. It's a tool.
It's a tool.
Don't let
bro.
it replace you.
Get,
It's not going to do a good job.
Get 70, bro. Get 70. Get 70.
They repeated it too. It was like, yeah.
I didn't even realize it, bro. I didn't even look because honestly, I just like applied the caption and see what it was. But
Yeah.
that was so funny, bro.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, tell me more about like what. All right, what made you? I want you to know. I have 3 questions.
Mhm.
What made you start? How long have you been in the business, right? And what's the most difficult thing? Like, what's the most difficult like self-doubting thing? Like, what's the thing that makes you like a little bit doubt of what you're doing right now?
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure. So,
Yeah.
so Gethsemane basically at its core, it started between my brother and I. So we kind of go back and forth between who actually had the idea to start the business. But like what I know for a fact is that my brother was the one to come up with the name. So
Mhm.
the whole idea of Gethsemane and like at its core, that whole story of like, you know, Jesus before he was crucified in the Garden of Gethsemane, he went there and he knew what was going to happen to him. He knew he was going to be beaten. He was going to be humiliated. He was going to be put on that cross for us. You know what I mean? So all those sins, all that pressure, just in that one moment. And like he comes before God and he says, God, you know I have to do this, but if it's possible that, you know, this cup can be taken from me, but at the end of the day, it's not my will, it's God's will. So at its core, that's what I want, or that's what we want Gethsemane to represent. That like we're not the ones in control; it's always God.
That's beautiful, bro.
So, we kind of started out. It's such a long story with how like we first came to be. So like before the stuff that you know like the hoodie you have, the shirt, we went through a whole phase of like, you know, what is it gonna look like? So what's the focus? What's the atmosphere of the Cold Rain going to be? So at first it was more of like a streetwear style. It was more of like graffiti because I feel like I like that style a lot. So the logo before was like Gethsemane and like these like really cool graffiti letters. But like every time I showed it to someone, it was like, what does that say? Like,
Oh, you
what
couldn't
does that
read
say?
it. You couldn't
Like,
read it.
like I had a friend who was like, oh, that says got this Maine, right? And I was like, I was like, all right, we're changing the logo. We're changing the logo.
Yeah,
Changing the logo right now. So eventually, I came across a brand called Der Shoots. It's like an international brand. They do like these really cool like embroidery pieces, and like they're mad expensive, right? But just that feel and look to them, I really loved. So like I started leaning more in like that direction. So that's why you see like with the 2 pieces we first came out with, it's like embroidered pieces. It's a little more like elegant feeling.
Yeah.
And like, so the way we kind of split the work is my brother more or less he'll come up with the ideas for the clothes. He'll kind of say like, you know, what if we had like Jesus praying on a shirt? You know, what if we had like, you know, like the guard what do you call it, like the crown of thorns on the back, flowers, represent the garden feel. And then I'm the one that kind of like draws it out, and we go back and forth like until we're happy with the design.
Mhm.
And then something that I really prioritize with my pieces is that I don't want to just put something out if I don't believe in the message.
100%.
So if I'll draw out like Jesus praying on a shirt, it's like, why is Jesus praying on a shirt? You know what I mean? So like, what does this shirt tell you when you first see it? Like,
And
first see someone wearing it?
You draw the designs by hand?
Yeah, everything's 100%.
So that design right there, show it to the camera right there.
Yeah.
So they can see.
Kind of see. So you got the dove, you got Jesus praying.
That's all you're drawing. Like you drew that.
Yeah, bro. So this is all me.
So you're an artist for real, bro.
Yes, sir.
I could never. Cause I told you me and Jackie tried.
Yeah.
Woo!
I was excited for that. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy one of your pieces.
2 weeks. We did last 2 weeks, bro. We couldn't get a connection on the name. We couldn't get a connection on what type of clothes to sell. Cause that too.
It's hard. It's definitely hard, especially in those beginning stages. Like, why do I want to do this?
Dude.
Who's it for? Like, it's hard. And like, we've definitely had that problem of like, who's our target audience? Like, what kind of clothes? Like, and then a lot of it was like, what kind of clothes do we wear? Like, if I saw this brand for the first time,
Would you buy
is that
it?
something I would buy? You know what I mean?
You gotta think like the consumer.
Exactly.
So when it comes to building a brand, right, and all that stuff, like where does the doubt come in? Like what is the tough part in the industry, like or like the company and stuff like that?
There's definitely a lot. So I think one of the biggest things is comparison, because there's a lot of like great Christian clothing brands out there that like they're doing great. They have like these awesome pieces, and it's like I want to be like them one day. You know what I mean? Like there's like so many I could name off the top of my head, but like just looking through them, and it's like what are they doing that I'm not? Like how did they make it and I'm still like here? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying we're in a bad position. It's more of just like we could always be doing better, and it's always that like trying to higher your expectations, and like it's just impossible to meet sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. The ideation process can be a little tiring sometimes, because it's like
the ideas.
Yeah. Because we want to do something that looks good, but also like has that story in mind. You know what I mean? So
and be like creative, like be different.
Exactly.
Right?
Like we don't want to just like slap it on a shirt and call it a day. Like,
you could only be creative. Like it's so hard to be creative like a bunch of times when you're clothed, because you sell multiple clothing, right?
Exactly.
So every single piece of clothing has to have a sort of storyline behind it, and I guess I can.
And
see
always
how
like trying to be better than the last one. That, like people see that, it's like, yo, I want to wear that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then also just like I'm not gonna lie, the price. Ordering bulk is like it's not cheap, bro.
Really?
And like you got to be sure that's what you want. And then also just like the fear of like you have this picture, it looks great. You draw it out on your mock-up, and it's like, okay, this is what I want the shirt to look like. You send it over, and then you get a package, and it's like, this is not what I asked for. That's like happened to me before. So like even with this sweater, right? So but we ordered from 3 manufacturers, so that was kind of to figure out like who's the person we want to go with.
Yeah.
And they were all different prices. They were like not the cheapest. Like some of them were the cheapest options, but like we wanted like people that knew how to communicate, people that like you could trust. You feel like you could, if you need them, they're there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was 2 other sweaters besides this one that we got. One of them was pretty good, but I wasn't feeling the color as much, and like I don't know, the dimensions were a little weird. And then the other one was just terrible. Like the neck was like a turtleneck for some reason. The feel was just like way too heavy.
Wasn't hidden.
And like this just like it wasn't perfect. Like we still had to make a couple like measurement changes, but like this just felt like the one. You know what I mean? And what's crazy is that the whole thing with this sweater is that you can wear it inside out. So this right here, I'm actually wearing it inside out right now. Yeah. So normally, I don't know if you could see, but like it's inverted. So like Jesus being baptized, it's the dark brown, and the sweater itself is cream. Here it's reversed. So that was actually not intentional. Like when we sent the order to them, we didn't ask them to do that.
Oh, but they did do that.
They did it anyway, and it was like, like we didn't. I know you didn't like ask us to do it, but we kind of just threw it in because most customers that we have, like, they'll ask for it this way, so we want to try. I was like, thank you, God.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I mean.
I think that's what makes it the coolest. Like
100%, that was a gift from God, because like not only is it like easily marketable, it's just cool. Like it catches people's attention. Like you see like these like raw edges, and it's like, oh, you're wearing that inside out. It's like, oh, the sweater's reversible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's great, dude. I remember I bought like even like just the comfort and the type of clothing that you guys sell. Like it's really good at high
We
quality.
always prioritize that too, because like we don't want no like fake China like cheap materials, polyester, none of that.
Yeah, dude, it's a great brand. You
Yeah,
know,
bro.
I love what you guys are doing.
Little insider secret: we're actually working on a new product soon.
Ooh,
So
is this summer type product?
summer
Or?
type. I'm not gonna say too much, but what I will say is that has to do with John 10:11. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
You know,
You
you
guys
know.
hear it now and then.
Yes, sir.
New product coming out. All right, cool. I'm excited. So, do you guys like? So, all right, so you guys are assuming you're planning on doing like types of clothes for season, basically.
Yeah.
Do you guys put that into consideration? Like, do you guys have like a? Do you guys have it organized like with a fall, winter, summer, or no? You just
So I'm not gonna lie, we're pretty unorganized with it. Like
Okay.
we kind of just go as we feel.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like as I'm, progressing in this whole business, it's like I understand that like you have to be like way ahead of time. Like if you want a summer piece, you got to be thinking about it like now, like even like earlier if possible. So like something for like the fall, that's also something we could be talking about now. Next year, winter, it's like you always have to be like
You have
ahead
to
of
be
the
thinking
curve.
ahead. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's for a lot of like when you're selling services, like you have to be thinking ahead because the only thing that you want to be doing is being consistent. You know, that's a real important factor, being consistent. Because if you're not, then you start to die off. Then
Yeah.
it's really hard to build. Like it's not gonna be just like a one. Like even if it was like a one, even if it was a like you, let's say you sell the best product in the world, right? Blows up, just one of them. Like it eventually is gonna die down if you're not consistent.
Yeah.
If you don't sell anymore, that's
Right.
the whole important part. So you have to stay consistent. That's a really
It's like
good thing to
that being
have.
on top of trends is another big one.
Exactly.
Like, what are people wearing? Why do they like it?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
can you do to take like have your own spin on it? That's really important, not just copying them.
Dude, I remember you told me about marketing too as well. You
Yeah.
said that's a tough part too.
Marketing,
the content videos.
Yeah, it's tough because it's like I don't want to just straight up copy what other people are doing, but like in a way you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, not just like straight up use their video, but like put your own spin on it. But it's definitely hard, like constantly coming up with new content
Some new
ideas.
ideas. Yeah.
And also like something else I've been struggling with recently. It's like I want to do more like devotional content. Like I feel like when we were early on, we had some of that more like why the clothes are the way they are, like what stories are they telling. But like unfortunately, not all of those do as well. So like as I do like this whole content creation, I have to balance like okay, like how can I get these people to pay attention to the story while still like gaining an audience?
Yeah, you should definitely have. I think you should have two separate accounts for that. No, like one thing of solely just talking about the stories as well. That's just an idea I have.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I've seen people do it, so like I know what you mean.
That's cool, man. That's really great. I have a lot of respect to you again because I've tried that before. So
appreciate
that
it.
that can't be the easiest, bro.
Not at all.
Go into a little bit of a dive of your faith.
Yeah.
If you're okay with talking about it.
Of course.
So, I've asked these past four brothers and sisters of faith because I know you're a brother of faith for me.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to ask you what made you go into the faith.
So basically, I'm one of those people who grew up in the faith. So both my parents are Christian. We always went to church on Sundays. And back before I came to Shelter Rock, that's the church we go to.
The Rock.
Yes, sir. I went to one called, so at the time it was First Baptist. Then they changed it to Cornerstone. And that's like not even like 10 minutes away from where I live in Freeport. And it was a good church. I loved it because we all felt like family. We all knew each other. We all like cared about each other. We knew each other's names. We knew like what was going on in our lives. But there wasn't that many like people my age. So, I always tried bringing like my own friends into church who unfortunately are not Christian. And like I can tell they tolerated it. You know what I mean? Like they went because I was going and they went because they were hanging out with me. But they did not care about like the whole message going on. They didn't care about like actually growing their faith. And like, I guess that's fine. There's only so much we can do as people to bring people to the faith. We can only plant the seed, and God's the one that grows them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's something I was missing for like such a long time. So I always grew up in the faith, but like I didn't feel like spiritually fed. So I didn't like. I knew Jesus was my savior. I knew that God is like a real thing, but I wasn't really living that life. So. I pretty much was that way. I even got baptized. I think it's been 10 years ago now. So I was like pretty young. Like I definitely understood what it meant, but like I still wasn't ready to like adapt that Christian lifestyle.
Did you decide to get baptized?
I did.
Your
I did.
parents put you in the baptism.
I definitely did because like but then here's the other thing. So I saw the people around me getting baptized, and like I kind of wanted that for myself because like
Got you.
I definitely knew it was something I had to do, but
Because I was about to say, like, because I grew up Catholic, right? So,
Mhm.
like, I could technically say I got baptized, but when I was a baby. You know, like
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
those things. So I didn't know if it was that
In my
or...
opinion, it's not the same, but like to everyone,
No,
you know,
no. I was just saying, like, I also agree, like, I do want to eventually get baptized as well.
yeah,
You know, but, because it's kind of like just a thing that your parents put on you. So I don't know.
right,
I didn't know
yeah,
if it was that. It was like that, but you were older. You never got baptized as a baby. Your parents just wanted to do that
yeah,
for
yeah,
you,
yeah.
or something that you decided to
It
do.
was definitely my choice, but
Hmm.
I don't want to say I did it for the wrong reasons. It's more of like I think I still didn't understand the full weight of what I was doing
Yeah.
because I still lived that lifestyle that I was living before. So like, I mean, thankfully I never like drank or smoked or anything like that. I wasn't like that crazy of a person. No offense to anyone who was, but
Yeah.
you know, I was talking crazy, bro. Like I was like
Cursing.
cussing left and right. I was saying like the most outlandish things. You know what I mean? So there was that definitely.
Cussing is so hard not to do.
Yeah.
For me, at least, that's something I'm struggling with a lot. Like, because it's easy to do it around people who don't cuss.
Yeah, but then the people that do, it's harder.
It's like you're just letting it fly, bro. Like,
Something
you don't
I've
even think about
learned
that.
or like something I've heard from someone is that it's a little weird, but the best way to stop swearing is to just not try it and like God handle it. You know what I mean? Like he will put it on your heart eventually, and then like the closer, like it's a little weird because the way I stopped swearing, like I didn't even really think about it, but I'll get into that in a bit. So
Yeah.
basically, yeah. So up until like even high school, I was like that. It wasn't until I got to college that you know I'm put in this whole new environment. I don't know anyone. I'm basically like I felt alone. Like I wasn't like depressed, but I felt empty in a way. Like especially those first few weeks that like I wasn't talking to anyone. I was kind of just like going to class. I had a roommate and like he would eventually become my good friend, but like at the time it's like you're just meeting the guy, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
a little awkward at first. You know, you're still figuring out like what you guys want to do together. And then there was like this you know how they have like the fairs for like the different clubs you could join.
Mhm.
So I went to one of those, and I was like, okay, they have like the art club, they got the sneaker club, let's get it, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But then I came across a Christian club. There were the Christian students on campus, and I looked at them from afar, and I was like, oh, do I want to join it? Like,
Yeah.
there was a lot of people around, and I was like, like I don't know. And I was like, I'll join later. I started walking away, and I was like, no, you know what? You're going over there, and you're signing up to that club. So I was like, all right, let's do it. Like, I feel like that was God pulling me back. That was like, you know, if you don't do this, you're going to regret it. So I was like, okay, fine. So I talked to the guy at the desk, and like that was like one of the best decisions I made because like that was like finally people my age who were also in the faith that were also struggling, and like we were just able to like hang out together, like do stuff.
You would think the people in the faith got it all figured out.
They definitely don't.
Yeah.
At first, I definitely felt that
that's
way.
what I'm saying. Like that's what I always thought. Like you would think that people who are Christian and follow Jesus, like, you would think that we know all. And
We
like,
don't, man.
and we like we're just those people who judge other people who live a different way.
Yeah.
And as much as we come off as that, it's more of a we just love you. You know, like we love everyone outside. Whether you,
yeah.
like honestly, like whether you believe in Jesus or not, we see you as a daughter or son of Christ, and
Right.
we love you, and we want you to come to Jesus. And if we introduce it to you, and you say, "Ew, no, like I don't want to live that type of style. I don't want to follow Jesus." We still love you either way.
Right.
You know, we just want to be that light that if you ever do want to come there, we're gonna be there.
Exactly,
you know?
bro. Exactly.
So that's like something that I always wanted to get that out because I feel like a lot of Christians, especially as a community,
Mhm.
sometimes I see on Instagram and TikTok like these Christians that are just going in public with the microphone. So I don't know if you see those videos.
Yeah, I see those.
I see those videos and like honestly like I respect the message he's trying to send, but I don't think that's the correct way. I personally don't. This is my opinion. I don't know. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I personally don't think that that's the correct way to go about it because the thing is, first of all, you're exposing their problems to everybody that are there. You're trying to tell them that you're living a wrong style. You should come here and live the style that I'm living because you're gonna go into heaven. That blatant response is just gonna immediately turn that person that could have been curious and that could have been asking, "Oh, why do you think that way?" immediately it's a defense mode.
That's
You
a
know
good
what I'm saying?
point. Yeah.
Like immediately they're gonna be like, "Oh, why? I can't do this. I can't
Yeah.
do that. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you saying that I'm gonna go to hell because of this?"
Right. And then
But
it's like you
that's-
think you're better than me because you're going to heaven.
Exactly.
I'm going to hell.
Exactly, 100%. And this is something that Bryce Crawford.
I've heard the name.
He said something similar to that. He said that the way that we go about it is, and it says in the Bible as well, is that we have to be gentle, and we have the way that we go about it is to be gentle, say that Jesus loves you no matter what, and we want you to go to Jesus, because he will do things to you that no other thing in the world will do. He'll have that type of healing. So like for me, it's just like it's just a whole thing. It's just like I think there's ways to go about it to spread that love, that Christ-centered love, and I do personally think that as a Christian community, me, you, all the brothers in our church as well, we do a good job doing that, and like we just gotta,
That's real.
keep doing that. Yeah.
And you know what? It's like it's so crazy you mentioned that because I feel like that's still a mentality I had going into college with this new group that I found.
Yeah.
Because like they were great, but you ever like go to a church and like they have their group already and like there's like those little cliques that they have that like they're all already friends and like they're cool with you, like they'll be like, "Oh, what's up, man?"
Yeah, but
it's
you're
like
not, you feel
you're
like
not like
isolated.
their good friend, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how I felt with these guys. It's like I love them, like I pray they're all doing well, but like there was times where I did feel left out. Like there was some people that I was cool with, and like there was people I thought that was like like friends with, you know what I mean? But like then I start seeing their Instagrams, like they're going out to dinner and like they're celebrating each other's birthdays, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like yeah, no problem.
Take note.
Like I didn't want to go anyway.
Yeah.
But like so I feel like in a way I had that mentality still that like like some of these people they think they're better than me or whatever. So like I felt that way for a little bit, and then when was it? I think it was like the beginning of senior year or something like that I actually went through a breakup, and like I think that's like one of the bigger moments that was like, yo, you need to wake up. So like this like earthly love that you have for someone, like it'll never fulfill you the same way that like God's love will. So like I think that's when I really started like taking prayer seriously. I started taking like being involved in these groups more seriously. And then even out of college, like one of the first things I did was like, okay, like what other groups can I join? So it was around the time that I was in college that we left our old church for some personal reasons, and we started looking for other churches. So while I was in school, my mom was like going back and forth different churches, like where can we go now? So there was this other couple that went to our old church, and they moved to Shelter Rock because they knew Pastor Henry. So that's kind of how we got plugged in. So when I got back from school and I graduated, that's when I started going to Shelter Rock. And I was like, okay, this is cool, but like, do they have a group that like I can call my people? You know what I mean? So for a while they didn't, and they were very like inconsistent. There was like different people every time.
This was last year, right?
What's up?
This was last year.
It's like 2 years ago, I think, because I've been out of school like 2 years. So for a while it was weird. I started going to another church called Centerpoint. They had a group, and like for a while I was with them. But like eventually even that one kind of faded out, you know what I mean? Like some of the people that I was cool with, they had to like stop going or like, whatever else. So for a while I was still like, yo, like where can I feel more fulfilled? And then just like all of a sudden there was this one game night at Shelter Rock, and like I met you the week before that. That's when I met like Jaylene. That's when I got cool with Blake. And like I don't know, like something just happened that night. I don't know what it was.
That was after you met me?
Yeah, so like it was the week after I met you, and then do you remember that like one game night that we had? That like that's the first time Jaylene came and like a few other people. I think.
Yeah.
I think that was the night that like things like changed for whatever reason.
It was because a lot of people came.
A lot of people came. A lot of people that like went like inconsistently. They started coming consistently, and like now I just feel like we have a good group now.
I think that was such a crazy time period because like our group, we're the Goobers, right? The Goobers, shout out Goofy Goobers.
Sorry.
So our like friends, like all our friends and and you know what? Shout out all the community group too. It's not just Goobers. Shout out all of the church communities. I love my brothers and sisters in Christ in there. We all came from separate places at the same time.
Yeah,
which was crazy. Like when I tell you, the week before I came on. I told you the story, but I'm gonna say it one more time. The week before I joined, I saw you. I saw a bunch of people. I saw Blake, go walk in. I saw Nate walk in. I was in the car watching you guys go in, and I was too afraid to go, and then I drove away. I actually did. It was legit one of those movies, bro. Like, I literally drove there because my mom kept trying to force me to go. I was like, yeah, bro, I'm not trying to go. Like, I was like, nah, bro. And then I saw Blake walk in. I was like, nah, bro. But then the whole time I was beating myself up that week. So I was like, that's what drove me to go the second time. And honestly, like, the first time that I went, it wasn't that many people. It was like me, you, Blake, Jahir.
And that's kind of like how I felt.
That's how it was. It wasn't that many people. The week after, everyone else started coming in. I was like, whoa. Yeah. Like, I didn't know it was normally like this, and then I just created the clique, and then that's how I got you guys, my friends, as well. So I'm really glad that happened, and I hope that happens. So a lot of those people that are just, new into the faith, if you're ever curious about the faith, just reach out to someone that you see are saved, someone that you see that is feeling the love of Christ, you know. And this message is solely just love. It's not solely like, this message is not meant for you to feel like I'm in a I'm morally higher than you because of my faith to you, Yeah. Like, I'm not better than you because I'm faithful, We're all in the same boat. Exactly. There's only one difference. The only difference is that I have faith in the Lord. Right. And it doesn't put me above you. It doesn't make me better than you. It doesn't make me judge you the way that you live. It's just more of I love you, and I just want you to feel the love of Christ. That's it. I love you. I love you to feel the love of Christ. That's all. That's my viewpoint. That's my standpoint. Amen, so I think that changed my life. Yeah. It did. And in a way, it changed my life. I hope it changed yours and all those people out there. So I think I'm just really glad that happened. Yeah. So.
I'm so glad I met you guys. Cause it's I don't think I ever specifically asked God for it either, but He knew I needed it. Mm. He knew I needed a group of my own. Cause I've been searching for so long, and just all these guys all at once, we just click all of a sudden. And now we're just good friends hanging out, doing stuff. And what I like about our group too, it's I don't speak for everyone when I say this, but at least the way I see it, whenever there's new people coming, I don't feel we're the type of group to still be in our cliques. We still welcome new people. We're always hanging out with new people. Yeah. We're always welcoming them in, to getting them involved somehow. And that's what I love about our group, because it's exactly what I wanted back in college.
Yeah, because the thing is it's so easy for groups when you get comfortable with specific people to stay with those specific people. Exactly. So then when new people want to come in, you're like, oh, new guy, and then just still talk with your other friends, So that's what I love about our group as well. Yeah. So shout out.
It's because I've been there, so I don't want no one to go through that.
Shout out Shelter Rock, bro. Yes, shout out Shelter Rock. But yeah, brother, that's all about your music, bro.
Yeah, bro.
How long you been doing music?
So, man, I started playing piano at least over 10 years ago.
10 years.
And it's crazy because I remember the exact moment where it happened. So I was at my uncle's house, and they had this really nice big piano. And you ever see Spider-Man 2? The Tobey Maguire one? Yes. The best Spider-Man one? One of the best Spider-Man, one of the best superhero movies of all time.
I'm not saying Tobey Maguire. I'm not saying the second movie wasn't good. The second movie is great. It is historical. Well, we'll get into it later.
Anyway, so this is I remember things so vividly sometimes. It's so strange. So there's this one scene where there's this lady, and she's playing on the violin or whatever. She's playing the Spider-Man theme, and it's a very specific key. It's what key is it? It's a C sharp, right?
Okay.
So she's playing it in that key, which is I don't want to say it's hard, but for someone who's never played piano, it's hard. You know what I mean? So I'm playing the Spider-Man theme in that key on the piano. And my family's looking at me yo, have you touched the piano before? I was like, no. I just heard it. And it was yo, you should give him lessons.
So Loki Spider-Man got you into...
Tobey Maguire got me into piano.
All right, you could have just said Spider-Man, bro. You could have just said Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2, best superhero movie of all time, got me into piano. Shout out Tobey Maguire.
Andrew Garfield, Loki, too. But, that's great, dude. That's awesome, bro. I appreciate I always see him in the church doing the worship. I have no musical talent at all whatsoever. At all whatsoever. I remember one time I tried to play Hot Cross Buns at the piano. I didn't. I spent my time in the baritone middle school and the start of high school, but like I quit because I don't know, something with the my conductor was so serious about it, bro. Like I was like, nah, I'm not trying.
Yeah,
to do
some
it.
of them because they respect the music. You know what I mean?
I know. That's
Yeah.
their. That's
but
their,
some people
that's
are a
their
little crazy
lives.
about it. I gotta admit.
That's
like,
their lives, but like it's
Yeah.
like I'm not like trying to go to college for it. I'm just trying to have fun, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly,
like, it's
exactly.
Like, all right, let's wrap it up, bro. Jordan,
Sir.
thank you so much, brother. I love that you're here. Shout out Gethsemane again, one more time.
Gethsemane.
Gethsemane. I said it right this time. Gethsemane. Gethsemane.
Gethsemane.
The Garden of Gethsemane.
There we go.
Gethsemane. It's just so hard to pronounce.
You gotta practice this a little bit.
The Garden of Gethsemane. Get the hell out of my podcast, bro. Nah, I'm playing. Wrapping up, thank you so much again, Jordan. I appreciate you coming in, bro, talking about your perspective and stuff like that. If there's one more thing that you want to give a shout out,
shout out God.
Yeah.
Thanks for everything.
Yeah.
I love you and like thank you for changing my life.
Amen, bro. Amen. Shout out to him, man, upstairs. But yeah, this is a little bit of a wrap up. We're gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are here. This is the end of episode 5 of That's So Real. We will be on here every Sunday, 7 p.m. talking about, just things about personal struggles, different types of perspectives on life and after high school, and just the adjustment on life. Like it's not see how everyone doesn't have the same path. And you can be struggling, you can be going through a good time, you can be going through like a tough time, and you're still human, you're still a daughter, a son of God, and we love you, he loves you, and you have worth no matter what. So thank you guys so much for watching again, wrapping it up. And yeah, that's really it. This is the end of episode 5. Did I say 4 before?
I can't remember.
This is the end of episode 5 of That's So Real. I'll catch y'all later.